Jai Shri Mataji. Welcome everyone on this beautiful evening to the UK Collective Meditation. And happy Raksha Bandhan, which is today, and I think tomorrow as well. I think it covers 2 days. And we'll be looking at Raksha Bandhan, a little bit more about it a little bit later. But first, let's meditate by raising our kundalinis and putting ourselves in Bandhan. Raising our kundalinis very slowly and deliberately, with great love. And as we put ourselves in Bandhan, let's remember to bring the Bandhan right over the top of our heads, not out in front of us somewhere, but starting right over at the side and bringing the whole arc right over the top of our heads, so that as we do the 7 Bandhans, we are protecting all 7 chakras. And just take a moment to enjoy the collective silence. And in particular, with our attention on our Brahmarandha, the very center of the top of our head, where the Kundalini emerges, which should feel very sensitive now as we've raised our Kundalini and tied it there. And the relation between that and the Muladhara, connected by our central channel. And with our attention still high in Sahasrara, we can put our hands towards Mother Earth. Feel that connection between Muladhara and Mother Earth. Without taking our attention away from Sahasrara, we can also have our attention on Muladhara and Mother Earth. Let's take the mantra of Sri Ganesha 3 times. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Om Tvameva Sakshat, Shri Ganesha Sakshat, Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Om Tvameva Sakshat, Shri Ganesha Sakshat, Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. We ask the Mother Earth, please purify us. Please cleanse us. Please suck in all of our negativities from left and right side. Clear away all our dross. We ask Sri Ganesha to take away all the obstacles to our ascent and to our pure, silent meditation. We can put our hands back towards Mother and open our eyes and look directly into this photograph, which was taken at Sri Krishna Puja in Ipswich, 1990. And in this strong image, with the flowers behind Mother, we see the three powers represented there. Sri Mahakali, Sri Mahasaraswati, and this in the center, represented by the flower coming out of the top of her head, Sri Mahalakshmi. So before we go into Raksha Bandhan, let's just clear our Vishuddhi chakras. Beginning, obviously, with the mantra for Sri Radha Krishna. Om Tvameva Sakshat, Shri Radha Krishna Sakshat, Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. Shri Vishnu Maya. Om Tvameva Sakshat, Shri Vishnu Maya Sakshat, Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. For the right Vishuddhi, Shri Yashoda. Om Tvameva Sakshat, Shri Yashoda Sakshat, Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. And also Shri Vitala Rukmini. Om Tvameva Sakshat, Shri Vitala Rukmini Sakshat, Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. And then let's take the name of Sri Virata Swarupa, having a vast cosmic form. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Virata Swarupa Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. And for the Hamsa Chakra, Shri Hamsa Chakra Swamini. If you want, you can put your index finger on the space between the eyebrows and just give a little massage there. It's a place where we can build up a lot of tension with all our decision making, and we can release this divine discretion. Forgive my slightly tired brain. I've forgotten whether we've actually said the mantra or not, so let's say it. Shri Hamsa Chakra Swamini. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Hamsa Chakra Swamini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. If we said it twice, it's probably because mine needed clearing twice. And just keep the silence for a moment. Allow the power of these mantras to manifest. And we can listen to some affirmations and prayers for the Vishuddhi. Srimataji, by your grace, I am not guilty at all. Please cleanse me of all residue of guilt. Since I am the spirit, how can I be guilty? Srimataji, by your grace, let me be a detached witness and see all things from the divine perspective. as you have taken us into your divine body, let me never feel small or insignificant, as I am part and parcel of the whole, along with all my brothers and sisters. Collectively, we are greatness, because we are lenses for our Holy Mother, through which her love shines. Please let my words be filled with sweetness that is genuine and compassionate and opens the hearts of others. And Sri Mataji, by your grace, awaken in me the sweet power of divine diplomacy, which is many more times powerful than all aggression. And through the power of Hamsa, Sri Mataji, by your grace, awaken in me the powers of divine discrimination and discretion, and teach me how to apply them in all my choices, all my decisions, and all my actions. Please allow me to feel the pure connection with all my brothers and sisters. And especially those of my Raki sisters or my Raki brothers, for those of us who are sisters. On the subject of brother and sister, even though this is talking about a flesh brother and sister, it's a very special relationship and not directly related to the Raksha Bandhan, but I would love to read it anyway. It's Baba Mama's tribute to his sister. My reverence and pranams to Her Holiness Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi, who was not only a very loving sister for nearly 50 years of my life, but who has been my divine mother, the Adi Shakti, the Redeemer, the Giver, and the primordial force which runs this universe. In the Bible, it was written that Christ said that I will send you a counselor, a comforter, and a redeemer. It was such a joy to find my revered sister, Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi, whom Christ has sent. By awakening my Kundalini, she gave me the pure knowledge of truth and all the necessary solutions. As described in the Quran, my hands started speaking because of my resurrection. I could feel the vibrations on the top of my head as cool breeze, as described by Kabir and Sri Adi Shankaracharya. On my fingertips, I could feel my own subtle centers and those of others, and I knew how to cure people through the diagnosis on the fingertips. Poetry started pouring out of my heart. My attention started flowing into a subtle stream of life, and I realized that the whole world is one, and that we are part and parcel of one great being. just some reflection on the difference between collectivity and the collective. One could say the collective is human, collectivity is divine. Collectivity is greater than all of us, far greater than all of our faults and negativities put together. Collectivity as a force is even greater than the collective. Collectivity is by its very nature faultless. Collectivity is divine. The collective is human. If we wanted to, we could easily find faults in our Sahaj collective, just as the same as we can find them in individuals and in ourselves. Faults are everywhere, like mosquitoes. But so what? Because collectivity, on the other hand, means recognizing that when we meditate together in silence, when we worship together in silence, when we together surrender our faults and so-called problems at Mother's feet, when we work together on each other or on ourselves to clear our chakras, when we work together to praise her and glorify her and to spread the word about her and to raise the kundalinis of others, then we all grow together in collectivity. And the so-called faults start falling away like dead tissue because we cease to identify ourselves or others with them. We cease to nourish them. Negativity cannot exist independently. It needs a host where it can manifest, where it can grow and fester, which must be either ego or superego. But when we meditate together in silent collectivity, there is no ego, there is no superego, there are no faults, no negativity. There's only Mother in our hearts. There is nothing but love. So in Sahaj, our collectivity grows through this immense power of the brother and sister. So I'd like to ask that we give our full attention now to this portion of this talk by Srimati on Raksha Bandhan. And bear with me. There we go.
This day is extremely important in a way for Saj Yogis to observe. And I'm happy that I'm here because it's very important also for America. As I told you that I've already talked to you how the war between Alexander and Porus was finished because of his sister's intervention. And also how Sri Krishna, whose sister was Draupadi, Vishnu Maya was born as Draupadi, and how he came to save her chastity by rushing all the way from Dwarika. So we can see that when we ascend in the collective consciousness, and we have collective living, collective meeting. At the Vishuddhi Chakra, Sri Krishna established this, or he manifested this pure relationship of a sister. In a collective life that we have, in the ashram where we live, where we move about at service, if we do not have this basic principle within us, there will be a chaos, complete chaos. Once this purity of relationship is established, that apart from my wife, all the rest are my sisters or mothers, it cannot be a proper society. And the chaos of the social system of America is because they have no sense of pure relationships. Once you call somebody a sister, she's a sister. And once you call somebody a brother, she's a brother. It's not only that you should be born of the same parents. It's not necessary. But this is a very important principle to have a very pure society where everybody can live peacefully. It's a common thing I've seen in the West that a lady comes as a friend of the wife in the house. So she is there and she is a sister of the husband, has to be. But on the contrary, next day you find that this man starts having bad eyes towards this lady. Because from very childhood, if you have not fixed your attention on your sister with all that purity, you cannot have that pure feelings for another woman. The starting point is your own sister. The son is born and then the daughter is born, or first the daughter is born and the son is born. From that small age, when they are innocent, this is a dimension of sisterly pure relationship is developed. Even when the society is so corrupt and bad. But at a very young age, say at the age of 18 years, because of the social relations here and the social ideas, the second part, which is a brother's duty towards the sister, is to respect the chastity of his sister and to protect it. And also it is the sister's duty to keep the brother morally all right. So once it becomes freedom after 18 years of time, 18 years of age, then the sister goes with any man, lives with any man, the boy is not supposed to say anything. Or if the brother goes and stays with anyone, the sister cannot say anything, she cannot interfere. On the contrary, like India, anywhere, or I was told also in China and Egypt, even Islamic countries, if they find their sister going with another man, then shoot that man in the Islamic countries. In India they may not shoot, but they will see that the sister is put right. Same with the brother. In India, I can say, in China also. If the brother is immoral, he is going the wrong way, then the sister tries her level best to bring him back to normal morality. It's very common that if a man is doing wrong, then the wife goes to the sister and she's very anxious and she becomes very upset about it. She goes all out to correct her brother. And this innate understanding exists within us. In every person, whether you are born in America or anywhere, that if the brother is doing the wrong thing, if he's smoking, if he's doing wrong things, more than the mother, the sister feels it. More than the mother, the sister wants that it should be corrected. And she goes all out to fight it out. Mother may start crying, weeping, give up. But the sister will go on fighting her brother. In her all efforts, she will see to it that the brother comes round. Also, other things like if the brother is doing something illegal, something wrong, something which is detrimental to the society, it is the sister who has a right, divine right, to go and correct. In a society where this relationship is very pure and where societies are quite settled down, the question doesn't arise mostly that the sisters do wrong. But supposing a sister does something like that, supposing a sister goes out of the family, she tries to give up her family for somebody else, or she tries to dominate her husband, or to do something wrong in the family, then the brother will go and tell her off what he thinks of her and will try to correct her. So this right to correct between brother and sister does exist, not because it is some sort of an outward thing, but innately from within ourselves. This is the Ganesha principle which acts on Vishuddhi Chakra, where whatever communications we have a sister's relationship and a mother's relationship. Krishna also had a foster mother, as you know, and the relationship with him was exactly like her own son. So if you call somebody as a mother, it has to be absolutely pure relationships. So there are three types of relationships with the women. One is that of a mother, another of a sister or a daughter, and another is of a wife. Daughter cannot correct the father. Daughter has no right to correct the father, and she will not correct the father. On the contrary, even if he does wrong, she supports him. She stand by him always. She will even go against the mother to support father. It's nature, it's natural. But the son will correct the father if he is doing something against the mother. It's a natural thing. It's a male force supporting the female's force or the female force correcting the male force in such a manner that the society is kept clean and there is proper growth. Only among barbaric people, according to Shastras, only the Rakshasas indulge into such impure relationships all the time. Because there is no purity in the society, it crawls up into our mind and mentally we accept these things as norms. Otherwise, there is no need to look at every woman with lust and greed, at every man with some lust. This abandonment has basically started when, like Freud has said it also, when the relationship with the mother, relationship with the father, the relationship with the brother and sisters are basically spoiled in childhood due to the atmosphere, due to so many things, whatever it is. And once it is ruined, this principle of Ganesha is ruined on your Vishuddhi chakra. It's very, very difficult in Sahaja Yoga to keep such people going on. Now we have had problems in ashrams of this kind, which you know of, that they are living in the ashram and misbehaving. There are married women also, we had experience of this. I mean, it was such a horrifying thing, having relations in the most impure manner. Even the unmarried can do like this. I had a very bad experience in Austria once here also. It is such a horrible experience for me. I don't know what to do with them. Because I know they are Sajogis, they are seekers. But this kind of weakness we cannot have in collectivity. It is like one really a bad apple which will ruin all of them. So even one example like that cannot be tolerated, not that because it is so very venomous, but because this kind of relationship will ruin our collectivity. In India we had a system called Gotra, which meant that whatever university we studied, is that your Gotra. For example, my forefathers, all of them studied in one university which was started by Shandilya Muni. So they all went to his ashram in different places and did this, what you can say, his studies and all those things together. But in one Gotra, you cannot marry. Now so many years have passed. Because we belong to Shandilya Gotra, we cannot marry anyone in that Gotra. So to that extent it is. And when to that extent it comes in our mind, we don't think the other way around. And it doesn't come into our minds like that. Now we have societies like Islam, Muslim societies also. In the Muslim society, because of Parda system, they are always suspicious. And they can never trust that a woman is having a good relation with brothers or not, because they have no Gotra system at all. They are so suspicious because there is no freedom to talk. And I have seen in India where also we can see that is quite a pure relationship idea between the Muslims. But Muslims have this problem. The women are suspicious, men are suspicious, and everything is done secretly and in a funny manner. So another thing should be that we should be absolutely free in an ashram. But there should not be a particular interest in one person. If somebody gets a particular interest in one person, then it is wrong. But in general, we should be free as brothers and sisters. And we should be very free. Then suspicion should not come in at that time. Suspicion can only come in when one person is interested only in one person. And that is the time we have to correct. Very important. Because it's all right. Supposing somebody is a leader, you are looking after the leader, is all right. If somebody is your Rakhi brother, is all right. You are looking after Rakhi brother. But if you go beyond a certain limit, then you better correct yourself. That's wrong. And then if you really want to deceive yourself and say, no, 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 nothing is wrong, then know that this is not the way. You have come to Sahaja Yoga, giving up all these nonsensical things to ascend. And now there's again crawling up upon you. So the relationships should be of the same type with everyone. Now what is the difference in a society which is supposed to be elite, where people flirt with each other? They freely flirt. They flirt with this person, that person, that person, that person, like that. Not interested in anybody, this thing. But when they talk and when they have any communication, what is behind is, because we have to search our own souls. We have to find out ourselves. That's very important. Soul searching is important to see, why am I so friendly with such and such person? If you think that you are friendly with such and such person for some other purpose, like somebody might say that, oh, I'm all right because I'm working with her or something like that. But why interested? Because soul searching is very important in these countries especially, because here there is no norms about how you behave with other women. So we have to be absolutely free, as I said, with each other, in the sense that like brothers and sisters are. And whatever are the limitations of a woman must be observed. Like, you see, say, if my brother is sitting with me, I cannot watch a romantic picture. Cannot. If my daughters are there, my husband will not sit there to watch a romantic picture. It's very subtle. With a brother, you won't discuss something normally, say about sex or about things like that, because it is such a private thing that you can only have this with your husband. So if he's a brother and if you find it trying to attract the person in a way that you should not, then you have to place yourself against yourself and see for yourself why you are doing it. It's such a frivolous nonsense thing. It's a joyless pursuit. So why should I do it? Once you understand the importance that Sahaja Yoga, you can only achieve your ascent through purity. There's no other way out. Anything which is hanging on to you will keep you down, and whatever you go, start dropping it out, whether it is ego, super ego, anything. But the highest of all is the purity of your mind as far as the sex is concerned. I will give it the highest priority. That's what we call as innocence. That's the only thing that will take you ahead. And so we all should try to search our souls.
So let's just take some silence following Mother's talk to absorb all the vibrations and all the wise words. And so it's such a beautiful thing to celebrate this tying of the Rakhi. When the sister ties a Rakhi on her brother's wrist, on the left wrist, it must always be the left wrist, because the left wrist represents our left Vishuddhi and the deity of Sri Vishnu Maya, who is the deity of the Raksha Bandhan, of the relationship between the brother and sister, as she is the sister of Sri Krishna. And when it's done, it's so sweet. And if possible, you can do it on the day of Raksha Bandhan or the 2 days, with a little ceremony and maybe the giving of a sweet or something. I think there are little variations here and there. I'm sure there are many who can define the ceremony better than I can. I've just always enjoyed being the recipient. Or if you can't do that, you can send it in the post even. Or if you have a Rakhi brother that you made him your Rakhi brother years ago, then some sisters send the Rakhi every year, a new one. Such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful gift. And it's like a contract. It's a contract, it's of a binding contract, where the brother must protect the chastity of the sister, and the sister protects the chastity of the brother. And it's such a mutual thing, like two pieces of a jigsaw puzzle held together. And this is what Sharmataji made so clear, that the Ganesha principle is the ruling principle. Without it, there's no brother and sister, not as we know it in Sahaj. Sri Ganesha is the chancellor of the university, as Sri Mataji has put it, on all the chakras. But we see that here in the Vishuddhi chakra, how important that is, to establish the purity of Sri Ganesha. Because without that purity, how can I protect my sister's chastity if I am not pure? Or the sister can say, how can I protect the chastity of my brother if my thoughts, my heart is not pure, if my eyes are not pure, if my desires are not pure? Both the sister and brother must be pure to protect one another, and that's how the society becomes pure. The strength of the Rakhi can move mountains. So let us pray, Mother, please keep me pure through the power of Sri Ganesha. So that I can be the absolute angelic guardian of the chastity of all my sisters. And the sisters can say the same. Mother, please purify my heart, purify my soul, purify all my desires and my eyes. Let me be the angelic protector of my brother's chastity, all my brothers. And let's say just once the mantra of Sri Nirmal Ganesh to establish this purity. Let's say it twice. So we'll establish it once for the brothers and once for the sisters. Let's do that. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmal Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmal Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. And Shri Vishnu Maya once again. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vishnu Maya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. So let's take a moment to hear our sister Nikki Wells sing the shloka for the Vishuddhi.
Kasturi tilakam lalat pattale vakshasthale kaustubham nasagre Navamotikam Karatale Venu Akare Kankanam Saravange Saravange Harichandanam Sulalitam Kante cha Mukta Gopastri Pariveshtito Vijaya Gopala Chora Mani Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Om
Few more moments of silence. Allowing all our prayers, all our mantras, all our affirmations, and especially Sri Mataji's talk to have their divine effect, taking us into complete, pure, thoughtless awareness. Divine collectivity. And without breaking at all our meditative mood, we can finish very, very simply with the short mantra, which is the simple Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha, of which Sri Mataji said at the birthday puja in Melbourne in 1985, that's the biggest mantra, I tell you. That's the biggest mantra. Try it. And the suggestion was that we say it 3 times and then followed by just Sri Maladevye Namo Namaha without the Om Tvameva part. So let's try it. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namah. Om, you are indeed the Immaculate Goddess. Salutations to you again and again. So once again, there aren't the words to express my gratitude for everyone coming and listening to this tonight to strengthen the incredible vibrations that we, in our collectivity, we, the collective in our collectivity, are blessed with. And if you wish to stay a while and remain in meditation, I'll put on some joyful music to play us out. And wish you all a very, very pleasant remainder of the weekend, of the evening. And I was going to say, and the remainder of the weekend that is coming up. Jai Shri Mataji.
गोविन्द गाया करो कृष्ण गोविन्द गोविन्द गाया करो प्यारा मोहन हृदय में बिठाया करो प्यारा मोहन हृदय में बिठाया करो कृष्ण गोविन्द गोविन्द गाया करो कृष्ण गोविन्द गोविन्द गाया करो लगाया करो ध्यान चित्त में समाकर भगा मन कहीं फिर लाओ जमा कर लगाया करो ध्यान चित्त में समाकर भगा मन कहीं फिर लाओ जमा कर बातें संतों की उसको पढ़ाया करो कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गाया करो कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गाया करो से गाया करो, मन रंगाया करो, रंग में नहाया करो, डंडुलाया करो। मुख से गाया करो, मन रंगाया करो, रंग में नहाया करो, डंडुलाया करो। कहत तुकड्या चरण रज लुटाया करो, कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गाया करो, कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गाया करो। प्यारा मोहन हृदय में बिठाया करो, प्यारा मोहन हृदय में बिठाया करो, कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गाया करो, कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गाया करो।
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो,
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 गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो।
माता जी माता जी माता जी बोलो,
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 माता जी बोलो, 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 माता जी बोलो,
माता जी माता जी 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 माता जी बोलो,
निर्मल तुम बोलो सज निर्मल तुम बोलो,
निर्मल तुम बोलो सही निर्मल तुम बोलो,
निर्मल तुम बोलो सज निर्मल तुम बोलो,
निर्मल तुम बोलो सही निर्मल तुम बोलो,
माता जी माता जी माता जी बोलो,
माता जी माता जी
माता जी बोलो, माता जी माता जी माता जी बोलो।
बोलो श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी, श्री निर्मला देवी की जय।
Jai Shri Mataji.